What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the SpaceBar podcast. Now, you might be thinking, Drew, why are you talking to me? There better be a fucking episode this week. There is. Calm down. Relax. Don't know why you're getting so hostile with me. There was a slight mishap that we had with somebody's audio. I'm not going to name who. And unfortunately, this person recorded not only their audio, which is like what you're hearing now, just me, but also their desktop audio. If we're all talking at once, it's going to be complicated because I can't quite get this person's audio, who recorded everything separately with everybody else who's talking with him. So I'm just going to do audio only, and it's just going to get from his point of view. He might be louder than the rest of us, and to be honest, they normally are. Does that make that hard on me being an editor? Yes, it sure does. But it's something that we'll just have to do it this way. So the format's going to be a little bit different this week if you're watching the YouTube version. If you are just listening to audio, you might hear me echoing, maybe Nathan echoing, because we're in the same room. This is what the NASA setup behind me is. You know, I fucking hate this, but this is my living condition now. So I just wanted to let you guys know and apologize for the audio quality ahead of time. And sorry for the people that are watching on YouTube not having the normal format that we will have, just all of us. So enjoy this stagnant logo with a cool like background moving thing that you're used to seeing. But other than that, please enjoy the episode. Once again, we're so sorry. This is like my third fucking like apology video before an episode. So I'm just trying not to make this a habit, because it's currently a habit. I'm trying not to continue this habit.
Longest 10 seconds of my life, bro.
You remember recorders? Did you have to do that in elementary school?
In 6th grade, yeah.
That's so wild.
Fifth
Like,
grade.
why?
You mean cheap flute?
Yeah.
5th grade. No, 4th grade.
No,
I think.
it had to be, fourth, I feel like.
Because 4th grade, you were forced to play the recorder, and then 5th grade at short, you had the option to do orchestra.
But not band, which was mad dumb. Like, you could join orchestra in the 5th grade.
Yeah, 100%.
Or you could join orchestra or band in the 6th grade. Like, what is that 12-month difference in the ability to blow into something?
I played the cello in 5th grade, and then I would drumline.
You went to what elementary school did you go to?
Short.
Oh, no way. That's like for
Fitting.
So
Bring that chill.
I just kind of went to Short briefly for like 5th grade, but that's because like Short had some like troubled kids program that my racist white old lady teachers convinced my parents that I needed just because like I didn't do my homework.
Yeah. I went to a troubled kids program as well. I think it was in the 3rd grade. And I don't remember the school name. I think it was Piercy Elementary, right? But I've looked up Piercy Elementary and I don't think I found it. So like all I remember is like the school had like a metal roof and it was pointed like a triangle. It wasn't a flat roof and it was green. And it was like a half-hour bus ride every fucking day to this stupid ass elementary where I basically went and I was in ISS the entire time. It was like 6 months. And I was just like, all right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this same shit was. I had to like earn my I had signed up to play violin that year, like before they decided to put me in that shit. And then once they put me in that shit, I had to earn my right to like play violin. And like by the time that had happened, because it was just like all arbitrary, childish bullshit to like how I earned it or whatever. By the time that happened, I think like they were already like doing like performances, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here at all. So I gave up.
Fortunate.
Oh, wow. Crazy. So we're in June. Time's flying.
It is.
Fucking wild. Insane. I can't even contemplate how fast the year is going.
It's going so fast. I feel like the year is going faster than COVID times.
I feel like COVID times went slow for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Like the days were long COVID times, but the weeks just snapped by. Like I feel like I looked up and it was like Christmas, and I was like, what the fuck happened to like March to November?
I feel like everything was dragging.
You might even say the years start coming and they don't stop coming.
True. Shrek was a long time ago.
Bro, I saw a tweet the other day that was like, there's kids today that are born whose parents weren't alive when Shrek came out.
I saw that same fucking
tweet, bro.
Gross.
It's a tough world out there.
I mean, you could have said that probably like what 7 years ago, like the average like young pregnancy. Like if you said that you had a pregnancy too early, you're talking like 16 to 18, right? I feel like 22 is a fairly average time to have your first kid. Like 25% of the people here have significant others that had their first kid prior to 22.
Well, there's 4 of us.
Good stat, honestly. Statistical knowledge.
That's funny. I don't know. I am surprised how fast this year is going, though. I don't know if it's because of all the stuff I see on TikTok where it's like your year goes by faster because you're not having new experiences and blah blah blah, and that's why it seems like time doesn't slow down. Or if it's the fact that I am now 28 going on 29 years old, and a year when I was 5 is a much larger time frame than now because I've lived longer, so I've experienced more time, so I'm just used to how quick a year goes, essentially. I don't know if that's why it seems like the years always seem shorter the older you get. And so it's because you've just been around longer. So waiting like, oh, we have to wait till next year to do that. It's just like, all right, cool. Or if you told me that at 7, I'd probably have a mental breakdown. Like a whole entire year? I've only been around for 7 of those.
Time do be flying.
Outside of, I think it's also just like outside of movies, like there really hasn't much that I've been forward to this year.
I think it's a redundancy thing above all else. Like, so like even when you're at like bullshit jobs in like your mid-20s, like every day is a mystery, right? It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do today? I could go to Oklahoma today. I could fucking call into work and go to Galveston today. I could fucking do whatever the fuck I want at a whim, bro. If I wanna call in like 3 days in a row and take a fucking 5-day trip to California, I could fucking do it, like on a fucking whim. Put that shit on my credit card, like shit don't fucking matter, right? So like every day is the possibility for craziness, right? And so each and every day is a mystery. But like today, like I know what I'm gonna do for the next like 20 days straight, like to the T. Like maybe like not exactly what I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna go work every day. Saturday I'm going to fucking Eric's. Like Sunday I'm gonna fucking recover. The next Monday through Friday, just straight working. Nothing crazy going on. No movies coming out, so I'm not doing shit during the week. Like the only thing varying is like what Netflix show I'm watching at work, or Hulu show, or Disney show. But everything else is 100% the same. Like, and for the foreseeable future, for like at least the next 4 weeks, I know everything that's happening. Every single day, in every single relative time frame, I know exactly what's going to happen, right? And so when you look back, it seems like it went really quick because you already knew what was going to happen, right? And then it happened, and then you just keep on fucking going.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like,
speaking of time and watching shows. Oh, you have something to say, Nathan?
No, you're going where I was.
Okay. As I'm gonna try this week again. Is everybody caught up on Kenobi?
Except Eric. Everybody that matters.
I tried. Okay, I tried my best. I got home. I started Kenobi. Got 15 minutes into the 30-minute episode, and I got caught up in doing prep work and other shit. So
how do you not finish the episode?
Hey Eric, I'm just gonna pull up. I
have so much shit I have to do.
Let me just go through our text messages here real quick.
There's 20 people coming on Saturday.
It's 7:18 today. Kyle asked games before podcast, and you replied, "Gonna play some Earth." All right. So previously, before these messages, a couple of days ago, maybe just a day ago, Nathan was kind enough to ask Kyle to watch Kenobi so that we can talk about it.
Which I did.
you clearly saw those messages and knew that we had the podcast because Kyle verbatim said
Star Wars
games before podcast.
I enjoy Star Wars, but I don't love it. Like you guys talk in depth.
Well, Kenobi dies in episode 4. How do you like that spoiler?
It is
Fucking
what it is.
Get dunked on.
It doesn't. It's not dunking on anything, right? Like I
get dunked.
Could care less. No shot.
Well, since you could care less,
turns out Kenobi's a Horcrux. So
what? How could you do this to me?
He's the 8th Horcrux.
Nice.
Harry wrong.
Honestly, the people that think Voldemort is a Horcrux, fuck him.
Personally,
that makes me so mad. You just brought up Horcrux and it makes me so fucking mad. I said 8th Horcrux and everybody's like, well, there's already... Voldemort's not a fucking Horcrux. Get the fuck out of here.
It's not even his original body. So, I mean, technically, right?
No, it's not. Get the fuck out of here.
Body. But
the fuck out of here.
It's either here or there. We're talking Kenobi now. Drew?
I don't know if you said anything. I unplugged my headphones. Okay. I'm back, baby. We're 4 out of 6 episodes into Kenobi, and we can go into it if we want to.
We talked 1 and 2, so we should talk 3 and 4.
Okay. Well, we can talk about the episodes per episode. We can do that. I think, so far, this show is mid as fuck, in my personal opinion. Now, there are things that I like in this show, but by this episode, I was expecting something good to happen. And it's not even the plot. The plot's whatever, right? It's just things that happen in the show, and I get that Star Wars is meant to be for children because it started out for children, and it's for kids, and that's whenever I'm assuming me and Kyle fell in love with it when we were kids. And that's why I have such an affection towards it. And everybody who's listening who's a fan of Star Wars fell in love with it when they were kids. There's just some things in the show that I think could have been handled a lot better. There's some set pieces I feel like could have been handled a lot better. There are some, this is how we're going to get out of this situation, could have been handled a lot better. Just for example, we can start with episode 1 if we want to, okay? Or you can say that I'm wrong and it's not mid and be wrong. Because it is mid.
I'll say so far, we do have a very similar thinking on like there have been certain aspects of like the editing of this show that have been like not great, as far as like continuity shit, and just some other stuff that's just overall. I've kind of like dismissed it as like, well, I guess it's Star Wars, kind of a campy, weird universe, or whatever. But yeah, still, I don't know if I would say it's mid. As a casual fan, I've really enjoyed it. Apparently, the general population has enjoyed it enough for like it to get talks of like a second season.
And yeah, I only think it's mid because I'm viewing it as a 6-episode series, and that's it. I like if it was like, yeah, we plan on having at least a couple of seasons of the show, then I'm like, all right, cool, this is all set up then. Like I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it's worth. But it's like until literally this week, it's like this is a 6-episode series. Here we go. The first 2 episodes, I understand where they're coming from, right? So in the first episode, Kenobi is in hiding. He's doing his day-to-day work shit, working on a fucking sand or space whale that is being harvested for meats, and he's sneaking a little on the side for his trusty steed, right? Showing that he still has that little compassion in him as a Jedi, and he's broken down, and he's got some PTSD, and he's a shell of a man who he once was when he was with the Jedi Order. I 100% agree with that storyline. It makes sense to me. I have no problem with it. Then you get into, episode 2. We introduce, I think Leia Organa got introduced in the first episode, didn't she? I love the little girl who plays her. I think she fucking
she kills.
She kills playing a young Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. But she gets introduced. I'm like, all right, this character, she's perfect. Like she's sassy. She's quick or smart as a whip. Not afraid to speak her mind or whatever. So that makes sense, and I like seeing Bail Organa again. The original actor who played Bail Organa is back. So, it sets up the story, and then we get into at the end of episode 1, she gets captured by Flea, the bassist of Rage Against the Machine. And then we go into episode 2, where Bail Organa, I think this is maybe at the end of episode 1, but Bail Organa pleads with Kenobi, and Kenobi's like, listen, man, I'm not the guy who you think I am. I've changed. The years have worn me down. I'm not the shining knight that you think that I am. He's like, well, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna make you go, and then that's what he does.
First of all, before we dive in to the storyline, that's so believable. Like anybody who cuts up a whale for 10 solid years,
yeah,
they're gonna get stepped on by anybody, right? It's not like he's going back to his cave and lifting rocks, bro. That motherfucker is tired. He's been carving up whales all day. It's a long commute to work on the bus.
Yeah, and I feel like he's probably cut himself off of the Force a little bit to hide his presence.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Yeah,
I would feel like if there's people Force hunting, right, you got to cut yourself off for it to effectively be in hiding.
Yeah, that's a whole side B story going on right now, and in a lot of the episodes is him using the Force sparingly because he's not fully atoned or attuned with what's going on that side.
My favorite thing about the show so far is how effectively they've shown that Obi-Wan is ass now, right? Which is what you expect. That's what you want to see. Even if you break down the small parts, if you go into episode 4, when he's got the drop on the 2 stormtroopers in the dark, the first stormtrooper, he's in the dark. The dudes aren't doing. They're just standing there. He's got a 3-piece dude with a lightsaber. He can't just single piece that dude in the face. He's got a 3-piece him incognito in the dark with the element of surprise. Obi-Wan's got a 3-piece dude with a lightsaber.
I thought the same thing.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. He hasn't even busted out his lightsaber in 10 goddamn years. That's so long.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's why I say the first 2, maybe 3 episodes, it makes sense. This man is not who he was. And he's 10 years older as well. So, all right. The second episode's all about him picking up Leia from this basically midnight Tokyo or midnight Shanghai planet.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so he's able to eventually rescue Leia, and then he gets basically caught up against a bunch of bounty hunters that are trying to get him because Reva. Yeah, because he's a Jedi, and Reva puts out a bounty on him. We can talk about Reva if we want to. I think I've mentioned it to at least Nathan and in the group chat that Reva as a character as a whole, I think she's a okay character. I think she's a good character. I think the casting was very poor because of her character and what demands out of the character. She just comes across as your stereotypical mad black woman. And I have seen that so many times in media to where it's just hey, man, maybe we're on episode 4 right now, and she is so one-dimensional. She's she's just I'm a bad guy, and I'm mad, and they casted me black, so you just see me as a black woman. I'm a black woman in the Star Wars universe, and I got a red lightsaber, and I'm going to cut down anybody who tries to get in front of me and Kenobi, including... oh my god, the Grand Inquisitor.
It just bothers me because even in other Star Wars shows, they've given black women roles, and then there's depth to the character. The light-skinned redhead chick that's the bad chick. They gave her depth. She wasn't really bad. She's just trying to save her fucking people. There's depth to the character. You think they're just a super mean person, and then they peel back the veil, and there's depth to the character, right?
Yeah, we're 4 episodes in, and we have gotten no backstory as to why she's such a cunt, but she's just an endless bitch in every scene that she's in.
Yeah,
it's why? Why are you so mad? I could understand if I understood why you were mad, but right now it's just you're.
The deepest peephole you get is, you are gonna lose everything just like me. Like that's the deepest you get. I also hated. Like, I think it would have been so much more impactful if Vader had come in, she had failed, he forced her, he fucking killed her.
Yes.
That would have been so, like, Vader is not giving people a second chance. Oh, you let him go? Like, I don't give a fuck about the path. Vader fucked me up on Mustafar. I'm gonna fucking murder him. I don't give a fuck about the path. I don't give a fuck about the Inquisitors. Like, you let Obi go, you're dead. Like, it would have been so much more impactful because that's who Vader was in his prime. Like,
I was half expecting him to at least dismember her. Because,
something, yeah.
Yeah, because in like the I've read the Vader comics over this week, and he's like, so I'll say before I read the comics, I liked Anakin more than Vader. I thought Vader was just like whatever. Like I get that he's all powerful, but I didn't really see him for what he was. And then when I read these comics, I was like, oh, Vader's low key like savage. Like whenever Sidious, because Sidious hands him gives him the Inquisitors to hunt down the Jedi, Vader doesn't want that, but Sidious is like, it's a part of my plan, so he gives it to him.
Good impression.
Thank you. And so, what he does to toughen them up is he dismembers all of them. He either like takes out one of their eyes, cuts off one of their arms, like he dismembers all of them. And the Grand Inquisitor's like, you think that's like a little harsh? And he's like, nah, I made him tougher. You think a Jedi's not going to do that? Like,
what's what he's having?
Yeah, exactly. And so
I'm only 60% human.
Whenever in episode 4, so Reva lets Kenobi get away or whatever, and Vader walks in like how Vader should walk in. So like when he walked in, after reading those comments, I was like, yeah, let's go. And he walks in and immediately force chokes her. And it's just like, I told you what was going to happen if you failed. And I was just like, yes, now cut her down. So, do it. And it didn't happen because she was like, I left the tracker. I let him go. And it's just like, and like this goes back to the writing. I'm sorry. Let me just say something. Yeah. Well, I just want to say this. Was she really okay? First off, she didn't know Obi-Wan was there. She assumed maybe he would come, right? She didn't know he was there. She just so happened conveniently placed a tracker on little whatever. I can't remember. Lola.
Well, it's the robot. Was that with the robots?
Lola. Yeah. She just conveniently placed a tracker on Lola. It was like too convenient in my eyes. It was just like, oh, I let him go. It's like you looked like you were about to like. I get it as like maybe like a contingency plan. Like, oh well, if she maybe gets away today, let me go ahead and put this on her robot real quick. The spyware or whatever she did, but I don't know. The show just is very convenient and weirdly written. It seems like a lot of the times in the script they just write and then they run because like the director's like, oh, I got to fill in that time, so let this 4-year-old who does not know how to run through this forest from these two fully grown adult males and get away.
I also don't know how Reva got to the end of the tunnel because like Leia had like a half day head start. But then, like, Reva finds the entrance, and then all of a sudden she's waiting at the end with the pilot. Like, the fuck? How did Reva beat Leia to the end of the tunnel?
Because it was convenient to the plot.
Yeah.
I know I texted Drew about it at this most recent episode. I was like, it's super fucking stupid that he didn't take the first stormtrooper's armor that he took out. He just, like, threw his body in the water. But I was also thinking, it was like, that also was like a huge missed opportunity for like a callback of like,
Han Solo
like him saving Leia like that. And I'm just like, that was, I don't know, it was such a huge oversight.
I was watching a video and they were like, well, because like somebody said that, and then the other person was like, well, he was on a level where it was just like what are they called? Probe droids that were going around and securing that area. And it's like, yeah, but how did he know that? Because when he first sees one, he's like, oh, and then like hides, and he's like, what's going on? I just saw a probe droid. She's like, oh yeah, they're all over there. He's like, okay, cool. I guess when I didn't take that armor, it makes a lot more sense now. I don't know. Like I saw a TikTok of a chick. She's like, as a writer watching Star Wars shows, it makes me feel good because I'm like, oh, I don't have to be perfect because anything is possible if you're like working for Disney. Like they'll just put out whatever. I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to say is by this episode, I was expecting to see not full prime Obi-Wan, but just like an Obi-Wan who's confident being who he is supposed to be.
I
Which
was
is,
at least expecting like. I feel like Qui-Gon's definitely going to appear as a Force ghost, and I was expecting that to happen by now for sure.
They called to it in the intro.
they call it every episode.
He
No.
like in every episode prior to this last one, he's like, or even maybe even in this last one, like there's been shots of him like meditating and talking to Qui-Gon, like open diary type shit.
I feel
waiting
if
for
you
him.
pull up the IMBD, you can just see. Because it would be listed already, I feel like. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that.
I don't know. Like I was talking to my brother about it, and he has a good point. Like, you know, these are like established characters, mainly Obi-Wan. I think Vader's been delivering as a character altogether. Besides one thing in episode 3, but you can write that off as something. But
I didn't like that he let go of
These are-
Reva. I'm gonna call that a con on Vader's character role. He
What?
would have done something when he let Reva go.
Yeah.
That was in episode 4.
yeah, I think real Vader probably would have at least like dismembered her or scarred her or something.
Yeah.
Or like like thrown her up against the wall and slammed her around a bit.
Yeah.
I did like his entrance and like how, like I said, how he immediately started force choking her and was just like, "Oh, you thought this shit was sweet? Nah, like you fucked up." But since Obi-Wan's such an established character, everybody has expectations for what an Obi-Wan movie or show should be, and I agree with him in that aspect. The only problem with this show is that it's not an Obi-Wan show. It's a Reva and Leia show so far. It's always been about Leia and Reva. Like I feel like Obi-Wan's a supporting cast member in this show, personally. Like he's obviously like the center point of the show, but like it's more about the elements that are evolving around him than the actual character himself. And that's probably why I have such a like at the end of this episode, I was just like, I was like, that was an episode that I just watched.
It doesn't leave you like excited for the next episode ever.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
I mean, I enjoy low-key Miss Marvel more than
I haven't
Obi-Wan
watched
this
Miss
week.
Marvel yet. It just came out today, so I was like,
It was alright.
play Valorant
It was
or
like a
watch
little
Miss Marvel.
cringy,
I'm
but
excited for the Indian
overall,
representation.
I really like the show. I like the way the way it's shot.
Give me
It's
a
like
breakdown of who is Miss Marvel. What's the storyline without breaking spoilers?
she is a girl who's really into the superhero Captain Marvel, and she gets powers.
Is it a spoiler to tell me her powers?
The way she gets her powers in this show and in the comics are completely different.
But what are they? Are they the same?
Well, yeah, because like in the comics, she's an Inhuman. She finds out that she's Inhuman, and so she gets attacked, or they're like some gas. I can't remember the name of the gas.
Terrigen Mist.
Terrigen Mist that activates her Inhuman powers, and then she's like, as far as I know, like semi-similar to Doctor or Mr. Fantastic.
It's like kind of stretchy.
And can like form her hands and stuff. In this one, she gets a gauntlet with cosmic energy or cosmic powers, and that's how she's able to like not even stretch. She's able to like, it's like cosmic energy. She's able, yeah.
It's like a ghost hand,
kind of, but
like a crystal ghost hand.
Weird. It did not honestly. The CGI for it looked awful. It looked like a 90s like thing. Terrible.
It's very polygony. But I like the way the show was shot. I took it kind of for what it's worth. Like it's kind of shot like a. I can't think of a show. Like I never watched these movies, but what I assume like kind of how like Diary of a Wimpy Kid might be shot, or
never saw him.
I mean, it's shot very much like a comic book, really.
yeah. The way I described it to one of my friends was it's kind of shot like a teen movie whenever we were kids, kind of like a Disney
Like
Channel
Clock
movie.
Stoppers,
No,
like
it's
a Smart House.
Some of it is the dialogue.
yeah. The vibe of the show gives me that, and I take it for what it's worth. And it's a pretty good show because also I don't have any stakes in Miss Marvel. I don't have an idea how Kamala Khan should act or be or whatever. So this is all new to me, and I thought it was a fun show.
More than I thought I would.
Yeah, the girl who plays Kamala Khan, super cute.
Just super lighthearted.
Yeah, like she has a pretty like good energy about her, and it's like you can tell she's a big nerd. So
I'm so not to pivot. I'm so excited for Percy Jackson. Like, I'm so fucking excited, and it's so far away. I'm guessing 24. Honestly,
well, they
like,
literally just started filming like last week.
Yeah,
and they announced some of the cast, and so far my favorite choice is Jason Mantzoukas is playing Mr. D.
Here, I need to Google that name. Oh no, that's the guy. That's the bro lawyer from How I Met Your Mother. Yes, Queen. I love he's a great actor.
So they're not recasting Adam Sandler as Mr. D?
Solid.
Got it in there.
He is going to be playing Dionysus, god of the wine.
Yeah.
Cutting in and out.
Just like this asshole dude who runs a camp.
Yeah, he's like the head camp counselor, or I guess the camp counselor. There's
like the director of the camp, yeah.
That's the word. And he just doesn't really
give a fuck.
Absent, doesn't give a fuck. Yeah,
it's like a prison sentence. Like the gods were like, "Hey, you're gonna fucking do this. You don't have a choice because you won't stop fucking getting fucked up." And he like, there's like scenes in the book where he like gets wine, and like the assistant director is like not a demigod, but like a god's assistant, whatever you call those motherfuckers. Like, he's like, you know, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, and it turns into a diet coke. It's mad funny. And the book is mad funny during this scene. I don't know. You got to be there, I guess.
Really excited.
You completely cut out. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Overall, I'm also pretty excited for it. Maybe this.
Or you could just talk into your microphone. That would help.
I am.
You are now.
Overall, I'm excited.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to pivot super hard. You were just talking about it. And I was.
Somebody talk.
I was going to say, also, I'm glad that it's a miniseries and not like a movie. Because I feel like, or not a series, a TV show. Like,
yeah, more content.
Yeah. They get like, I feel like they get more room to like write the story. Like they don't have as short of a time frame to give us the information because it's like he literally has fucking like several different series that like offshoot this. So like if Disney does this right, like this could like be going on for like it could be like a Marvel type shit, really.
And the books are really, really set up to be a TV series, even like especially a Disney series, because Disney series are like truly mini series, right? There's 6 episodes, right? Even like mini series on Netflix are 8 episodes, but like the series themselves on Disney are all 6 episodes. And what it really fits with the book, because like the book, like you get the discovery, and then you get the 4 pearls. Then you get the gate, and then you get like the final showdown. It's just like the book was written to almost be a 6-episode series, right? Like you get the intro to the people, like he discovers, and then you get the 4 pearls, and then you get the showdown, and then like a cliffhanger to go to season 2, which is book 2, right? Yeah. And if they do it well, it's gonna be a perfect for 45-minute episodes.
There's like. Plus, I'm just excited for all the Greek. I love Greek mythology, like, and we don't get a whole lot of like. There's been a few Greek mythology type movies in my lifetime, but none that have been real successful. Like Clash of the Titans was fucking awful.
I like Clash and Wrath of the.
First off, let's not talk bad about Clash of the Titans because that trailer was fucking awesome.
I feel like Clash was good and Wrath was kind of ass.
Yeah,
I liked Clash.
the sequel was awful. The
Yeah,
first one was
Wrath.
good.
Wrath
I
at the
just
time.
watched
So,
some
the one
kids-
move, Immortal, is it Immortals with
I liked Immortals with
Henry
I liked Immortals as well.
It wasn't
Yeah,
Henry Cavill. It was the guy
It's
from
Henry Cavill.
It was the guy from it was the guy from Jackson with who's the guy from
From
Pirates of the Caribbean, the other one that's not
Orlando Bloom.
Is
The
it-
main character of Immortals is Henry Cavill,
Jesus,
Superman.
That's wild.
The villain is or not the villain. Yeah, that was before he was Superman.
Yeah.
Wait, right?
Are you talking? Hold on, let me look at the IMDb real quick.
Yeah,
That
no,
movie
it
came out in
is. He just
2011.
He looks so like different when he's like thin.
Yeah, he's not Superman yet. He's
Well,
not a fucking Hulk
still, like,
monster.
shredded, but he's just
Yeah.
thin.
Just watched some kids like Greek
Kids
mythology movie. It was pretty good. No, it wasn't. Never mind. It wasn't really Greek mythology. It was more.
Or God, if you say lightning thief.
No, like Excalibur.
I liked
It was like
Immortals.
kind of like a mix, but it was pretty good.
Wait,
It was
where's this
super
guy?
cheesy because it was a kids movie, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, wow.
I saw a TikTok and the TikTok interested me, and I was like, I guess I'll watch this because I don't have anything else to watch.
I will say, I don't think kids' movies really slap these days the way they did when we were growing up.
The
Like,
fuck out of
early
here! Both of the
2000s
Sonics were
like-
amazing.
They're good for sure, but the early 2000s where shit was like real loosey goosey with like what you could get away with in a
Yeah.
children's movie versus now where it's just like now you're gonna get really cool, really good like wholesome family movies and shit, but like we're not getting no Shreks, you know?
I think
I've
the
never
new
seen
Shrek
Shrek,
is
actually.
Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Despicable Me was pretty solid. Yeah, all
I
three of them,
like it.
and the Minions spinoff.
I like
I've never
Despicable
seen any
Me,
of
but
the
it's definitely no
Minions.
Shrek.
Yeah,
Shrek just
I
had
look. You
more
think the
moments where
first
it was
Shrek?
like way vulgar for kids.
I thought the first Shrek movie was shit, low key. I like the second one
What?
way
I
more.
loved the first one.
Same.
Hot take,
Really?
but the second one's better, way better.
That's a true
But
hot
it's-
take.
I think it's just we had several bangers like one after like we had Shrek, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Monsters Inc.
I wasn't a
Cars. I
big
don't
Finding
know if
Nemo
Cars
fan.
counts.
Like I liked the turtle
Finding Nemo.
scene, but I mean, out of those, Finding Nemo is definitely bottom tier for me.
If we're talking about Pixar
But-
movies, Encanto slaps. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, but it's not inappropriate. But it does show the real dynamic of family life. Like, oh God, like damn, there was a no bars punch there. Like they weren't fucking around. That's what family is like.
Let me see. I actually just finished for the first time without falling asleep. Monsters Inc. University, and that was an okay movie.
I liked
The
it.
TV series is kind of interesting as well.
I've never seen the TV series.
So the
I
TV
really
series,
like-
the TV series, you get a new main character and you get like cameos from like Mike and Sully, but essentially you get a graduate from Monsters University that's going to be a top scare. He's like top of his class, like valedictorian. Like he's going in, he's about to be the dopest scare. Like the day he gets there to check in is the day that they take down Water News and they become a laugh factory. So like he's just been to college, valedictorian, top scare of his class. He gets there, he gets his registration. It's like, oh, I'm about to be a scare, and then like now it's a laugh factory, and so
I
it's
like
kind of
that.
like
That's a good
it's a
concept for
good it's a good
Yeah.
concept. It's good. It's on Disney. Like if you get a chance to watch it, you should. It's quality content, and you get like the cameos from all of the characters of Monsters Incorporated.
I'm genuinely probably gonna check that out.
It's really good.
I was also I don't know how I forgot Toy Story. Like we had all three of those. I know
Four? Count again, my boy.
There's four.
Well, I just meant like three when we were, I guess two when we were kids, because the third one came out when we were in high school for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, I Buzz Lightyear Sark Man. I'm so mad that that's not anywhere. That was such a good show. I don't know if any of y'all watched that.
I didn't watch
Yeah.
it.
It was so fucking good, so underrated. It was literally just essentially it was about Buzz Lightyear going through like the Star Force Police Academy and just like weekly adventures with like a squadron of other Buzz Lightyear people.
So it's like right before where the movie picks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of, I guess it's like what Lightyear might be. I don't know.
Speaking of like inappropriate kid shows, you should watch Turning Red. Like
Turning Red, yeah, it's pretty good too.
it's like there's some pretty adult themes in there. There's like drugs, I think, almost, and alcohol, and like underage romance in an inappropriate way. Like it's
I think it's just inappropriate because we're adults now, Kyle. We can't relate to these characters anymore.
well, there's like a scene where like the girl is like turning into a panda and her mom doesn't know what's going on and she thinks it's because of the boy who runs the gas station, so she like gets her and goes to the gas station and is like, you better not be doing anything with my daughter, like it's pretty intense.
I also say Inside Out was really good as well. Not outrageous or anything.
I think Soul was really consistent as well.
Soul. Yeah.
They're doing an Inside Out spin-off kind of called like that's about the emotions themselves. Like I forget what it's called.
Coco's also very good.
Coco was solid.
Have you seen Coco?
You haven't seen Coco? That's a solid show. Big twists.
I haven't seen Soul either.
You haven't seen Soul?
I guess I don't know if Coco is just because it's like it was the first like Mexican
Hispanic.
one. Yeah, but that's been one of my favorites for sure.
Well, also just like there's some like it's kind of like the preliminary to Encanto where like there's some deep the family concept there. It's like it's pretty strong there as well. But yeah, that's another one where you're talking like nothing. Like there's literally murder in that show. Like they fucking murdered that dude.
Honestly, there's murder in like most Disney movies.
That's like murder though. That's not like a toy throwing another toy under a car where the toy gets broken. Like that's motherfucking straight. Like they poisoned that dude to get rich.
Yeah, and in Encanto, they're running away from a murderous group of people. That's how she gets her power. She's running away from
yeah.
Basically, what Disney and Pixar are trying to tell us is that Hispanics are just a bunch of murderous,
tragic, trauma-inducing people. Yes, but remember me. Speaking of movies, I went to go see, I think, Bob's Burgers with Clarissa.
Never been a Bob's Burger fan.
It was so I like Bob's Burgers. I don't like Bob's Burgers like I like Futurama or anything or like that. I think that show's hilarious. But like I like the movie. The movie was good. It was, since I'm not a big fan of the show as it is, I was kind of surprised of the amount of musical numbers that's in that movie. But like the songs were good. But we saw a trailer for a movie, and I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer, but it's called Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. It's Brad Pitt, has Bad Bunny in it, Sandra Bullock, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Looks really fucking good. I'm really excited for that movie.
Okay, I love Brad Pitt. But before we move on from this, did you see Bob's Burger before you saw Top Gun?
Yeah, for sure.
Top Gun is going to be the best movie of this year. Like, I would recommend if you get an opportunity, like, I'm gonna be honest,
Top Gun. Never seen the first one.
You don't have to see it. Like the first one makes it better.
I get it, but for me to be excited to see this new one, I feel like I would have to appreciate the first one. When they announced Top Gun, I was like, oh, they're just another sequel for a movie that was from the past to try to get some ticket sales.
I mean,
you have seen it, Kyle?
Yes, hands down, probably one of the best movies I've seen in the last 4 years. Like, I put it right below Spider-Man.
I heard it was super good.
It's so fucking good.
That's literally the only thing I've heard about it. Is that dude's hot and fucking mustaches.
I mean, that's all you've heard about it from TikTok, right?
No, it's just from literally. I mean, TikTok, Facebook, any social media. All I've heard is like, and even like my coworker. She told me it was good, but nobody has given me a reason why it's a good movie.
Well, to give it a reason why, I'll give you you're gonna have to force yourself to to sit through Top Gun, because if you didn't watch Top Gun back in the day and you watch it for the first time now, it's gonna be tough, right? Because you gotta understand this it's an 80s movie, right? And like you couldn't attach like cameras to fucking F-16s and like it's and so like and the plot line, like you gotta think the 80s is before we started the war on drugs, like not a lot of shit's going on, like we're literally in like an actual peacetime in the 80s, like so the plot itself is kind of like stretchy. But if you have to watch it because there's you draw so much from the first one. But if you force yourself to sit through it, you'll be able to appreciate. Like it's such a good movie. Like it's a quality movie. The character development, the storyline, the pacing, like is all perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
and
my dad. Sorry, go ahead.
I just have literally nothing bad to say about it. Literally not one thing. It was
My
so
dad
good.
made a Facebook post kind of saying the same thing. It was just like, I went to go see Top Gun today, and I'll let you know it made me feel the same way back in the 80s when I went to go see Top Gun in the theaters back then. It's a fucking perfect movie. It's awesome. I was just like, all right, old man. Like, I get it. Like, but I mean, but then like later that day, I think you saw it and you're like, bro, Top Gun's fucking the shit. I was like, all right, well, maybe it is a good movie, but it's probably a movie I'll wait to see whenever it streams.
But it's just so good in theaters because it's so action packed. Like there's so much action in it, and like being in the dark theater and the vibrations of the room, and like it just makes it different because like it's I don't know, like the speed has a certain intensity to it. Like they're going in crazy G's, and like it enhances it so much with the availabilities of theater sound systems that you're just not going to get it. But I will tell you, if you try to watch, like you should 100% watch Top Gun first, but it will be a struggle because it's not the 80s, and just the availability of the quality of movies we're getting now will make it seem super corny, super outdated, and tough.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen too many Tom Cruise movies, and I don't really know if I've seen any of the Mission Impossibles.
You're missing out.
What?
I know I've seen The Last Samurai.
It's kind of like watching Mission Impossible 1. Like, if you've already seen Mission Impossible 1,
It's
like,
nostalgic.
it's good, right? Like, because you already knew how it made you feel the first time you saw it, and so you're revisiting it. But going and watching it again, like, if you watched it for the, like, if I watched Mission Impossible 1 for the first time right now in 2022, like, I think I would have a hard time finishing it.
I know I've seen Rain Man, and I've seen War of the Worlds. He did that, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that's really about it.
War of the Worlds is probably one of his worst
You
movies.
see Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah, I have. He has one of my favorite quotes from that entire movie, where he's on the phone talking to the agent. He's like, I want you to take a step back and literally fuck your own face.
Wow.
Since
My
we're on
favorite quote from that movie is when he's like, "We're supposed to be a unit," and he's like, "Suck my unit."
I quote the movie,
That's my
honestly.
favorite quote from that movie for sure.
have you all seen the trailer for Prey, the Predator movie?
It's set in like the
Never seen
1800s.
it.
I
right?
haven't seen that yet.
It's
Early
yeah, it's
1900s.
the Predator, but they're hunting like native. Well, they're not hunting Native Americans, but I guess they are because the movie's called Prey. But it's about a girl who wants to be a hunter in the Native American tribe, and while she's hunting, she comes across the Predator, and then the Predator tries to hunt her.
That seems crazy.
The setting, I'm like, oh, that's awesome! Like a futuristic alien hunting, like a primitive. Like humans at a primitive time is like a pretty fucking sick concept.
Honestly, not on an offensive standpoint, but a defensive standpoint, probably Native Americans are way better at like avoiding a predator than we are.
Run their
Their
ass.
long distance cardio is beating that predator all
Out
day.
of this world,
day.
bro. Yeah.
Tell me they can outrun a buffalo, but not a predator. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but no, it looks really good. And it's going to be on Disney Plus, so I won't even have to go to. Like when I saw the trailer, I was like, I'll go see that.
What?
It's crazy how fast everything comes out. Northman's already out on
I know. I just
Peacock.
saw that it is.
Like,
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow.
it's solid, but like you can't. It's not Vikings, right? So the concept of the movie is not Vikings. So don't go into it thinking it's going to be action packed because it's a lot of story and development. And beyond that, they bring in like the Norse gods a lot more. Like it's a lot more mystic and
Pagany.
than Vikings is, right? Vikings is like you get introductions to their god, but like they're normal. Like it's very realistic, right? Like that could be a documentary of how the Vikings were because like it's very like super powery and mystic in this one. Like he gets a blade that you can only draw at night, and like literally you can't unsheath it during the day. Like it's crazy.
Interesting.
Speaking of, I don't think I've ever seen those movies either.
You
First one at least, and the one with Ryan Reynolds.
That's number 3.
I think it is Trinity.
I just think my parents probably would have allowed me to see it when it first came out.
It's very.
They take you to
Spawn.
Spawn.
Not even on my radar of movies to watch.
Loved Blade.
The same parents who took you to Spawn.
Yeah, wild to me. Like,
I'm excited for the new Blade. To be completely honest, I loved Blade growing up. And
What do you mean growing? I still love Blade.
Oh, for sure, but definitely like I haven't sat down. I've watched I think I watched Blade Trinity within the past year, but that's the extent of when I'm watching like Blade movies as an adult, like as a 28-year-old. But I'm excited for the new Blade whenever it's supposed to come out.
Bro, I'm sorry to go back. This cast of fucking Bullet Train is pretty fucking awesome.
It's wild, Dick.
It's Brad Pitt, Bad Bunny, Sandra Bullock, Aaron Taylor Johnson, which is the guy from Kick-Ass, the main character from Kick-Ass. You got Karen Fukuhara, which is the silent chick from The Boys, the Asian chick that's quiet.
Yeah.
You have Andrew Koji, which is from Warrior. I love Andrew Koji. Brian Tyree Henry, which is Paperboy from Atlanta. Zazie Beetz, who is also in Atlanta, the chick.
Domino and Deadpool 2.
Yeah, she's Domino in Deadpool 2. Fucking Masioka, which is Hero from Heroes, is in it.
I fucking love Hero from Heroes. He's probably my favorite character in the whole Hero series.
Right?
You got Logan Learman, who's the original Percy Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Solid fucking cast, bro.
On a side note, when is Warrior Season 3 coming out?
On God.
Such a good show.
There's a lot of shows I'm looking forward to like coming out. Like Pennyworth. I don't know if you guys have seen. I think Nathan.
I haven't started yet. Nathan started
it's
it.
So good. It's a really
not
good
what
show.
I would have expected.
No, it's
It's about Alfred, right?
Yeah, it is. It's about.
Is it like a Gotham style? Like except instead of following Commissioner Gordon, it's Alfred?
I think it's leaning more towards like a Gotham style show, like because of the way that guy comes back at the very end.
Yeah. With the Lazarus Pit?
Spoilers.
Alfred, he's still in like the UK, and he just got out of the war, and he started up a security business.
Then he meets. That's where he meets.
Tom, yeah, he meets the Waynes there.
Yeah.
Is there anything
before they're even together?
And Martha, whatever, Kane, Martha Kane.
Yeah.
Is there anything superhero, right? Like, is there anything inhuman about it? Or is it all like realism, human stuff?
It's all realistic.
It's all guns, like just fights, fist fights.
Alfred is a fucking badass, bro. Like,
I feel like everybody knew that.
They've always kind of like hinted at his past and like, and they've talked about like his military, past and whatever. But no, like this does a really great job of like showing you how fucking sick he is in his prime. Like it's wild.
Like
bro.
even honestly, like even if you were to remove Alfred, like if you were to remove Alfred's name being Alfred, like remove Batman, remove DC from the scenario, it would still be a really good, like,
solid show.
Yeah, I agree.
A good show. I didn't know that it was getting to be like continued. I thought like it got canceled or some shit.
No,
I feel like I've seen nothing about it, not one thing in the entire time it's been on.
I've never seen anything about it until like we just got on it. I think Nathan and I talked about it, and he was like, I'm gonna start it. And I'll start it too.
No,
That's like Teen Titans. Like I didn't even know Teen Titans was a thing until like season 2 dropped.
Honestly, the first season's the only good. Maybe it's the second season too, but I can't they announced the third season, I think, and I like partially watched the second season. And I was like, oh, I'll rewatch the second season so I can watch the third season. The second season is so fucking unwatchable. It's crazy. But I really like the first season. The first season was really good.
I rewatched that as well recently,
I don't
and the
know.
second season.
I've gotten like 4 episodes in.
It's not good. I think I was just hyped for the third season. I was like, I need to catch up, and I didn't even finish the second season, and I never started the third season. So
We're watching
Oh,
Yellowstone right now.
It's a DC show and it's on a CW. It's just probably not going to be very good.
It was LCW. It was on their own network. It was whenever
yeah.
DC had their
it's
own
the universe
streaming
whatever it's
service.
For the 2 months or whatever significantly short time that they had their own fucking streaming service.
Yeah.
And then I guess they just got absorbed into HBO.
They just didn't have enough content, to be completely honest. Like, it was really cool that they were offering, like comics and books and just a lot of backstory on a bunch of other things and some, like kind of like short, like behind the scenes docs maybe, but it wasn't like enough content to keep people around, in my opinion, especially because a lot of that shit was already like available, like on HBO Max and stuff. Like, you have all of like the more adulty DC films,
which
like,
are good,
which
is like DC's
super
only
good,
saving grace
phenomenal,
right now.
100%, phenomenal. But those were already out and they were already available, and I'd already seen all of them. So I was like, I'm literally only getting this to watch Titans, and that was it. And I watched it, and I was like, cancel. They didn't have anything to keep me in the off season.
Harley Quinn was also a very good show. I've enjoyed that.
I haven't seen it, but it looks pretty good. I've heard good things about it.
It's like it's a good adult animation show, I guess.
They just do so good at like animated shows.
And plus, it's like it's in the same vein of almost kind of like Invincible with like the graphicness of it and shit. Like it gets
Still haven't seen Invincible.
God, you're missing out, Kyle.
Oh,
Invincible's
also,
so good.
Speaking of Invincible, we haven't really talked about it. The Boys new season just started.
I haven't watched it yet. So sorry.
It's good. I wasn't going to get into.
Do you have to watch the animated to get to season 3? Because I know the animated dropped interim between 2 and 3. I didn't know if it was. Yeah, I didn't know if it was storyline related.
No, think of the animated series as like Visions or Love, Death, and Robots, just their own stories in the universe.
Omni-Man
and
what's his name fighting the animated, right?
I think you're thinking of Death Battle, the Omni-Man versus Homelander, and that's probably what you've seen.
Maybe I just saw a TikTok of it. I didn't see anything else. It
Yeah,
was just like a starting clip, and I think it was maybe like 2 or 3 TikToks of the entire fight, which was sick, by the way. But Omni-Man,
it's a good show for sure. It starts off real fucking interesting.
Imagine Ant-Man actually did what everybody wanted him to do in Endgame. Thanos, but it's in its penis. That happens.
Was the second season of The Boys good?
Yeah. I think they haven't had a bad season yet. I think the second season, I don't think performed as well, in my opinion, than the first, but it was still good.
I think I watched the entire first season. I don't think I've seen the second season at all.
Yeah. This third season so far, though, is pretty solid.
I've been like
solid backstory to.
Gotcha.
For continuations of
Your mic is not working, by the way.
We're just nodding
even a little bit
for the sake of the story.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna go on as long, so I thought if I just hit you with the
Word. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Sometimes this shit seems to work. Sometimes it fucking doesn't. I've literally never changed anything.
You gotta get a new chick so you get a better mic.
I've just been in a weird loop.
If you're listening, sorry. All right.
Like, I'm just waiting on I was just waiting on Kenobi at this point because it's like the new show out, and then
Obi Wan Kenobi, haven't even watched episode 4.
yeah, and then
I haven't even watched The Mandalorian. Get the fuck out of
I
here.
just rewatched all of
No shot we're
One Punch
rewatching
Man
before
for,
The
like, the third
Mandalorian.
time.
Everybody's gonna finish Stranger Things here that cares.
Yeah.
Are we
One
talking?
Punch Man is super good. I don't know
Fantastic.
who's all.
I think we should just wait till the end. I do like the new era of like you can do anything you want with the TV show now. Like 2-hour episodes, 2.5-hour episodes, like no fucks are given anymore. You just do whatever the fuck you
like
want.
that,
You've got
but,
as long
like,
as you need to tell the story.
Yeah.
Story.
Tell the story well, that's all that fucking matters.
I just feel like they could have done more, maybe.
In the first part,
No, in the second part, like I feel like 3.5 hours, 3 hours 40 minutes isn't.
you haven't seen it yet. How are you gonna judge it before you've seen it?
I feel like
I just want
it's
more
just so, like,
content.
yeah, for sure, definitely more content, always more content. But like, you go from like over 9 hours of content in the first half of this season, and then you're just dropping 2 episodes. Like, it just kind of seems shitty. So it just better be perfect. That's all I know. Or Netflix is gonna write a letter. God damn it!
It's like 4 hours worth of shit, though. It's like 4 episodes.
I think that's Netflix's answer to not doing episodic stuff like their competitors HBO Max and Amazon are doing. I think they're like, oh, we'll just do parts. We'll just because that's what they did for
Everything. Ozark.
well, they did it for He-Man. They did it in parts. They dropped 3 episodes like every other week or something like
Well,
that.
they did that with Arcane as well.
Yeah, exactly, like Arcane. So it's like something you can binge because no matter who you are, if you watch streaming services, you enjoy binging shows. So
Yeah,
it itches that binging itch, and then also gives you something to look forward to short term, which I think is really
Well,
smart.
I think that's because the boys did that for this most recent season too.
They dropped the 3-episode drop, yeah.
Yeah, get the first 3 episodes so you can get going, get the pace going without having to be like, what's happening? What's happening?
Spin back real quick because I have a question or questions. He-Man, was it good?
I haven't watched it.
I didn't finish it.
Was what you watched good?
Yeah, it was all right. I'm more
Is
of
it
a
animated or is it live action?
It's
Animated. What was that Roman animated one?
I haven't seen it.
the anime
Haven't seen
one.
anything about
The
it.
animated Roman one.
I can't remember. I've heard it's all right.
Did you see that anime, Drew?
It
that
came out a
was,
while ago.
Say what, Eric?
It was kind of like Greek gods versus
That's wild.
like just like world's strongest people of history, kind of. I forgot what it's called.
Are you talking about
But they fight like Jack
Yep.
the Ripper and
oh
fucking-
that's Nick is always trying to get me to watch that. It's called
One Piece.
no. Oh fuck, what is that called? Yeah, they like get like historical like figures like warriors and murderers and stuff.
Mhm.
And they fight. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the show.
Battles of history, but different.
Record of Ragnarok.
Oh no, I'm thinking something completely different then. That's the one I think Kyle's thinking of.
Record of
No.
Ragnarok is
No.
That's
pretty
the
It's a
good.
different one. It's on Netflix. It was just like a cartoon about Roman times.
Yeah.
It's like a graphic novel.
This is an anime where like Roman, like
Netflix
Greek gods fight
graphic novel.
figures. You should watch that. I
about-
think you would
There's
enjoy
a
it.
pretty popular GIF about from the show. Like
Record of
it's just
Ragnarok?
like- yeah, just like
No, away.
anime titty physics.
Blood of Zeus.
Oh, that's
heard of
never
that.
mind. That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, yeah.
I mean, you should watch that anime. Records.
You want to see ridiculous titty animation? You should watch High School of the Dead. A dude is shooting a gun. So this
Not
girl
really
has
sure
a
going with
sniper on her back. A girl has a sniper on her
I've seen
back.
that clip.
Twist her ankle or something. And so he said, I got this. He takes it from her back while she's laying down, lays it on her stomach while she's on the ground, and is shooting this 50 cal rifle. When he shoots, obviously her tits go insane. And then
You go what?
they go insane, right?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
there's another girl with a sword. They're fighting zombies, by the way. There's another girl with a sword who's cutting down zombies, does a backflip. And while she does a backflip, her titties separate in waves and in one of the separations, the bullet goes in between her titties and it headshots a zombie. It's honestly one of the peak animation moments of history of humankind, because the imagination it takes to do something like that only comes.
But imagine being
little
the one
island
pitching that like
Atlantic.
in a boardroom. You're like, but the bullet, it goes in between her tits.
Yeah,
And the room is just like,
genuinely,
yes.
So racist. Yeah.
it's genuinely hilarious that A got pitched and B that they were like, "Fuck yeah!"
Well, first off, it's Japanese
know,
anime,
but
and it is an ecchi story. I did watch that when I was like,
All anime is Japanese.
"You're right." There you go. There you go. He's starting to get it. But yeah, it's super ecchi, so it's like super overly sexualized. But I mean, Nate, anybody who's like my age who's at least watched anime for at least 10 years has seen that movie or that show. And it's got shut down because the creator died.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know whose creator didn't die?
Honor.
Sir.
Yeah. I think I'm like 20 episodes from 20.
I haven't even started. I need to.
It's all right. For anybody who listens who's watched Hunter, which is probably like maybe one person. This next, if they're planning on continuing doing the anime, the show, which you other two should watch it because it's a really good show. It's mainly going to be about Kurapika, my boy Kurapika. And he's holding it down as far as I can tell so far.
No longer drowning, huh?
No longer drowning. Kurapika is drowning. But yeah.
Sad. Poor Kurapika.
That's like one. I think that's my all-time favorite anime. To be completely honest, it's just so.
It's definitely up there for me. It's really fucking good. I mean, if you can, neither one of them are probably going to watch it. But if you do plan on watching it, or anybody else who is on the fence of watching it, maybe because they're getting into anime, or the significant other watches anime and suggested it, or the friends have suggested it, the first arc, which is the Hunter exam arc, is a little slow. It does get to its points where it picks up towards the end. But after that arc, it literally just kind of, to me, I did the math. I give it like the show overall a 7 point. I think it was like a 7.9 because I rated all the arcs to in my opinion. It was a 7.2. I give the overall show a 7.2. Because I do not like Greed Island. I don't like Greed Island. It's not a good arc. I hate that arc. I gave it a 3.4 for that arc. But
I enjoyed the arc in the sense of like it's jam-packed full of character development.
Yeah,
it's not, I enjoyed that aspect of it, but it is definitely like,
if you're gonna give me a training montage, just give me Heaven's Gate twice or Heaven's Arena twice.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Have you seen the movies?
Yeah, we watched them together.
Oh yeah, you're right. Those are really good too.
Those are really good.
Frick.
Anime's cool, okay? I got the
Anime
power of
do be
anime and God on my side.
Of God.
Kyle looks so disinterested.
I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter yet, so
You need to go watch it, Kyle. Get on it, bro.
You and Natalie should watch it. Don't you guys watch anime together sometimes?
should not have been in an anime mood for a while.
Wow.
I haven't finished the new episodes of Attack on Titan. I haven't finished the new episodes of My Hero Academia, and we binged the new episodes of Demon Slayer. That was super solid. The Entertainment District arc was super solid, and
I still need to rewatch that because there are some scenes from the train that aren't in the movie. And then also
you have to watch the Mugen Train arc, and then you have to watch the Entertainment District arc. I don't know if it's called the Mugen Train arc, but it's like the first
Music Train arc.
It's like the first 7 episodes, like an 18-episode season 2, where 7 are the recap of the Mugen Train with extras, and the last 11 are the Entertainment District arc.
I need to rewatch it just because I bootlegged the movie, and it was like a Thai dub, and like the translation from like Thai to English was so fucking broken at times.
Taiwanese to English, yeah, that should be a smooth process.
Oh, it was terrible. There was some times where they just didn't even try, bro. They were just like blank, and I was like, sick.
Rip. You gotta learn Japanese, bro. But
I just put 5 question marks.
I'm excited for what's the season 3 called? The Sword Village arc, Swordsman Village arc.
Yeah. So yeah, Tanjiro goes to the village where all the sword masters are. And
Yes.
character development ensues.
I'm
excited to
assuming
see
another
more.
upper level demon appears at some point.
I don't remember, but my favorite Hiroshima, whatever comes in. It's the mist one. He's my favorite. He's a badass.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he's a
assuming.
wolf.
I'm assuming we're getting one Hiroshima. What's the top level demon slayer? Hiroshima.
I think it's Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Nagasaki.
Hiroshima. I think it's Hiroshima.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's a wrestler.
type in top demon slayer tier.
Okay, let me just type in Hiroshima.
Ashura.
Australia.
Yeah, you get the Miss Hashira and then the Love Hashira, which is the chick.
See, I think we get. Oh, we're getting 2. I figured we get 1 Hashira and 1 upper level demon per arc.
No, you get the Love Hashira
And the mist.
Hashira. Yeah,
There's
they
like
get
2,
dope.
right? So,
I guess we got 2 in the first one. We got the butterfly and then what's his? The water Hashira.
I've come to the realization that I've never finished an anime.
something you should change because it's a beautiful medium.
You finished The Last Airbender.
That's in the podcast. Yeah, I'm done. Blasphemy. Oh, it's been an hour 10.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We're really done on that note. Fuck this podcast.
I've been trying to finish Naruto. I've been trying to finish Shippuden for like a solid year and a half. I feel like.
I think I can classify myself as finishing Naruto because like the last 47 episodes are all filler, and so I watched the final fight over the lake, and then I watched the people escape from prison and then get put back, and then basically I just need to start Shippuden.
I'm just giving up on like watching the big 3. I think I'm just never.
I classify myself as finishing Naruto. Like I looked it up, and there's maybe 2 episodes between like.
Oh, you haven't started Shippuden?
No.
Oh yeah. After Naruto and Sasuke fight, start Shippuden. That's what I tell everybody.
They say
the
that
rest of it's all filler.
They say that the couple episodes where the people escape from that prison, like the 2 giant brothers, that's after the fight.
It's like it's semi-canon, but it's not worth the watch. I didn't know who Jugo was whenever Jugo got introduced, and I feel like I have the same respect for Jugo as I would have if I sat through fucking 100 episodes of filler. Like,
it's honestly like 57. Like I classify myself as finishing Naruto.
Yeah,
because I watched the late. I did watch the late fight scene. Yeah.
If you want to count all the fillers, then yes, there's a GT version of Naruto because there's a shit ton of filler in both Shippuden and the original Naruto.
But I haven't started Shippuden yet.
Shippuden's really good.
Naruto, Bleach, and what was the other big 3?
One Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah, count me out. Definitely never watching One Piece, dude.
If you're like, hey, I never want to start One Piece, I'm like, that's a pretty valid point because that show is still going on.
How are you doing? I remember you started 2 months ago.
I'm still at where I was at, which is like episode 170 something.
Absolutely not, bro.
Yeah,
there's like 400 of Bleach or something like that.
I don't know.
Season of Bleach, isn't it? I think.
I don't know. I've tried watching Bleach. It's really slow in the beginning. It's how I feel people feel when they first start watching Naruto. It's like, oh, this is like horribly paced. Like,
yeah, I've seen more episodes of Naruto than I've seen of Bleach and One Piece, but
I had to watch Naruto twice.
What I have seen, all of like Naruto and Shippuden, definitely.
What is it?
Any anime that I've ever watched. Because I feel like that's probably more episodes than scenes of My Hero that I've watched. I'm just not.
Yeah, I think there's only like.
Well, newer animes, I don't know.
50 something episodes.
Episode series or 20 episode series.
Episodes of
newer animes pace way better than it was back in the day.
Oh yeah,
150%.
Yeah, like
I've heard I know Bleach fans are super hype about this because like the animation has been so much better this season, like than it has been ever. Because I guess they increased the fuck out of their budget, and I've seen like clips of it and it looks really well animated, but definitely not something I will be watching in the foreseeable future.
Or skinnable future.
All right, now we're ending the podcast on that note.
All
Thank you for listening,
Hashtag
everybody.
cut crew.
Hashtag Cut Crew. You guys have a good week. Thanks for listening. Bye.